Omega Phone, best phone ever created. Google's dead. Google ruined Nexus. This is the end of the Nexus program. No one's. And I ended up buying it anyway.
Yeah. Look at how little it is.
Everyone, there were think pieces written about this camera.
We can't give all of them B's and A's.
Oh, I have some C's. Don't you worry.
Okay.
Today, we are going to rank every Nexus device.
Including one that never came out.
If you don't know what the Nexus is, these are the phones that came out before the Pixel series. The Nexuses are gone, but we're gonna go through all of them and just see how they fare.
Are you ready?
All right, Nexus 1.
Ooh, look at this.
Oh God.
Oh, I missed that so much.
So this phone, trackball, super freaking cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed this logo. The Nexus logo was so cool. So one of the most iconic things about the Nexus 1 is that it had this dynamic wallpaper where you could tap and everything would move where your fingers did. Man.
Oh my God.
This is like what a dumb phone looks like now, and I want this back. I want this again. Anyway, we can look at the back of the phone.
As you can see, made by HTC.
HTC.
Because Nexus was the program, but the hardware manufacturers were other companies that would make the phones for Google.
I think you have to give this S tier.
Yeah, no, this is S tier
because
for
it's
sure.
the origin. All right, Nexus S.
Woo.
This was based on the Samsung Galaxy S, the first one. Now we're on S24 Ultra. Time moves fast.
Wow,
Yeah.
look at the difference.
I know, look at that.
That's crazy.
Very different devices, obviously.
Wow.
This was a really cool phone. It had this cool UI where when you unlocked it, you could either go straight to a camera, straight to a Google search, or straight unlocking.
I forgot about that. It also had the capacitive buttons on the bottom here.
Yeah, just like the other one. Oh, possibly the coolest thing about this phone too is that when you turned it off, it had this like TV-esque
Oh yeah,
turn off
forgot
animation
about
that was super cool.
Oh man, look at the frame rate. This is definitely not 90 hertz.
Well, yeah. Of course.
What are you giving it?
I'm gonna give this A tier.
A tier.
Yeah.
I was gonna say B tier.
B?
Yeah.
What about this is B?
We have a lot of phones coming up.
I know.
Was this A tier?
Dude, the Nexus phones are in general.
I guess, okay.
Look at that animation.
Okay, all right. I'll go with you on A tier, but then that means
One
we're gonna have
gigahertz.
we have to give one of the next ones B tier though.
Oh, I know which one to give B.
Okay.
Yeah?
Galaxy Nexus.
Galaxy Nexus.
I had this phone.
Really?
I love this so much. Everything I learned about Android and breaking Android, I did with this phone.
Didn't people hate this?
Probably, but I loved it personally.
Yeah, I like the sort of ballistic
The
nylon
textured
texture.
back was sick. Again, with the removable battery, I also had like unlimited battery packs.
Yeah.
So you could just like hot swap them.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh my
Beautiful.
gosh, I remember, oh my
Beautiful.
gosh. Oh my gosh. This was the first 4G Nexus phone, which was pretty sick.
With
I
Verizon.
had the HTC Thunderbolt, which was the first 4G phone at all. Which was cool, but it burned me. So this one.
What do you mean it burned?
Well, it was made of metal and I tried to multitask and I got a burn.
So it literally burned
It literally burned my hand, so I had to return it.
Oh my god. Oh, it still has the TV.
Still has the TV thing.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I missed this. Now that I'm remembering, this launched at $399.
I believe so.
And Nexus S was $529, I think.
Damn.
So maybe that should have been B tier and this could be A tier.
Can we retroactively?
Can we retroactively do that?
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna do that because this feels like
Told
an
you.
evolution and it's cheaper.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it's better.
And it has a better Google Play Music icon.
That's true.
Come on.
Honestly, that's
Top tier.
That's it. Okay, this is gonna get A tier for
Yep.
me. Oh, Nexus 4.
David's favorite Nexus.
It's up there. It's up there. Okay, Nexus 4. Jeez, I mean, look at this. It had the like sparkle design. And, like, it was sort of a reference to the moving wallpaper, but it was also like the stars and
made by LG instead of Samsung.
Really awesome thing about this, $299 for the base model, online only. So this one was not in stores.
Nope.
I remember I could not have this phone because it didn't work on my network.
Me neither.
Which sucked.
And I remember watching Marquez's video over and over and over and over again, wishing that I could have this phone.
Yeah, we were young, so we couldn't just switch networks willy-nilly.
Yeah, I had to beg my mom, which she always said no.
Yeah. So, okay, a lot of firsts on this phone. Glass back.
Why?
for wireless charging.
Ah.
Wireless charging. So that was sort of the introduction of that for the Nexus line. You also had Android Beam on this phone.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Which is like AirDrop.
Yeah.
Also like Quick Share.
Yeah, that evolved into Quick Share now, right?
Yeah, well, it was Nearby Share, and then Samsung had Quick Share, and then Google and Samsung had a child together because now they're the same company.
When a mommy died.
I think this should get a lot for being wireless charging, Android Beam, and $299.
I'm gonna say C tier because I'm still salty and bitter, and they didn't get the right contracts in place to give this to more people.
I would probably say B. Because it's so affordable. It was so affordable.
Dude, we can't give all of them B's and A's.
Oh, I have some C's. Don't you worry.
Okay.
Nexus 7.
S tier. Next.
Yeah, Nexus 7 is legendary. Android tablet.
Yep.
Really cool.
First one, the first Nexus tablet.
$199.
For the 8 gig.
For the 8 gig.
$249 for the 16 gig.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used this basically for class. I think I was either a year or two into university at the time, and I had this. I was that guy that you would like see just sitting around the cafeteria with like a foldable Bluetooth keyboard that popped out and this little thing on a stand, and I was using Evernote. Most of my memories with this tablet was taking notes on Evernote.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, look at that animation.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I know.
Damn.
Yeah.
This is S tier.
S?
Yeah, S tier.
Dang.
You don't agree?
Well, the thing is, a later Nexus tablet is even better than this.
I'm curious to see what you think because I hard disagree.
I would say A tier.
A tier. All right, we're going on A tier.
All right.
This is the Nexus Q.
Yep. 2012.
2012.
Google I/O.
Were you there for that?
I was not there for that. But I was watching diligently on the TV. But if you go to Google I/O, you often will get whatever developer device that they're making at the time, or at least that's how it used to work.
Yeah, back in the day.
That year, everyone found a Nexus Q under their seats. Just like Oprah.
Like Oprah. You get a Nexus Q. You get a Nexus Q.
So the idea behind this was sort of an early version of the whole set-top box experience. You can see at the back of this, you've literally got the component cables in the back, and then you've also got Ethernet and all this stuff, and you're supposed to be able to interact with it. It had this touch capacitive area on the front here. You can also spin it.
That's my favorite part.
I really think that this as just a fidget toy is like the greatest thing ever.
I was never actually able to play with this before we got it into the office. I only knew about it from YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And this is so satisfying.
Okay, fun thing about this. Never actually launched.
Oh, so this is the one that never launched.
Yeah, you were able to pre-order it.
Huh.
During Google I/O.
Do you know how much it was?
I think it was $299.
That's expensive.
Which is kind of expensive.
Yeah.
The funny thing about it though is if you pre-ordered it, because they never shipped it, they actually did ship it to everyone who pre-ordered it, but for free.
Oh.
Which is like very nice of them.
It's very not expensive.
Yeah, I mean, if you pre-ordered it. I, at the time, was a poor college student and couldn't afford anything, but I wish I'd bought it.
So this eventually turned into Chromecast, right?
Basically,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh man, that makes it S tier for me.
Yeah.
S tier because Chromecast is my favorite thing.
Well, I guess so.
You don't agree?
No, I mean, that's a good point. It just never launched. So it's hard to like give it a
fair.
score.
Okay, I'll give it an A.
A. Let's do A.
I'll go A.
Okay. We decided
To not give it an A
we're gonna give it an F.
because Miles yelled at us.
Well, what I just want to understand is how it got A in the first place.
I don't know. That was
Because-
the past. This is the present.
I blacked out.
Nexus 10.
Made by Samsung.
Yep.
Oh, it's heavy.
Let me see.
I've never actually held one of these.
Yeah. So they put the headphone jack on the side, which is interesting. I remember this coming out. The flagship part of it was that it had a high resolution display. It's like I think it's a 1440.
1440, I think.
That's
yeah.
pretty insane. Also has 2 micro USB ports.
Why?
This one
I didn't even
shows
notice
like
that.
it looks like a USB. This
Like
one looks like
data
it's only
transfer?
data, and the
Oh,
other
and
one
that
is
one's power.
It was a weird shape for a tablet at the time.
It's a fingerprint magnet. Sheesh.
Yeah, they definitely wanted it to be more like uses at home. And at the time, a 10-inch screen for Android was crazy.
It kind of still is.
Yeah, I mean, chonker bezels.
Yeah,
for sure.
these bezels are
It's
insane.
like old iPad.
Because the like hardware has a bezel and then another bezel.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is
D for me.
It was like Yeah, I would give this a D.
Yeah, right?
I'm gonna
It feels
D.
D.
Give it D.
And it's the fact that you have that in combination with the Nexus 10 being D tier.
I
The
stand by
Nexus
that.
10 sucks, bro.
Thank you!
Ready? Yep. Nexus 5 from LG.
Nexus 5. Do you want to know what my favorite thing about this phone was?
What?
That little white dot.
The
right
white
there.
speaker.
I wanted it so bad.
So this had 2 gigs of RAM.
It was also super light, like compared to
Yeah.
everything else we've been holding, this plastic build.
See? I think also, oh wow, that is light.
Right?
I also think that the design is just amazing.
It's beautiful.
Just like the white with the black.
Yeah. LG
Also,
killed it with this one.
They made 3 colors on this phone.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 launch colors were white and black. which
I
is
got the
cool.
black one.
They eventually came out with a red color.
Oh, I do remember.
And the
that.
red color was so red that cameras could not pick it up correctly.
Really?
So everything just looked, you couldn't get it right on camera. Like, I would give it a B. Or even a C, but probably a B.
I'll
Maybe
go
a C.
B.
B?
I was gonna say B.
Yeah, we'll do B. Okay. Whew. Nexus 6.
Shamu.
Shamu was the internal code name for this because it is indeed a whale of a phone. The story behind this phone is really weird. So Google was actually intending to work with Huawei to make the Nexus 6.
Oh, yeah.
At the last minute, they had to pull out. So they basically just made a Moto X Gen 2, but bigger.
Yeah.
It is pretty much the exact same phone as
with
the most-
Motorola.
Motorola. It also costs like $650. Yeah. I remember there was, oh God, I have such insane memories of this. I was riding the bus to my college and I was like reading articles and they had just launched it, and then Droid Life like put out like it's $649. The entire community was like, Google's dead. Google ruined Nexus. This is the end of the Nexus program. And everyone was like, this is insane. This is insane. So expensive. And I ended up buying it anyway.
Yeah, same.
I don't know how or why, but I ended up buying it.
I got the blue one when I got it.
I also got the blue one.
You got the blue one too?
Yeah.
And I remember thinking it was a chonker when I got it.
It is.
It still is.
It still is. Your Galaxy S24 Ultra,
So
though,
it still is.
they're pretty much the same size.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. I think having this big of a screen was super sweet, even though it was ridiculous and it was really expensive.
Yeah, that's got to be like D tier.
D?
I would say D or C, because it was so expensive. That was a big thing at the time. Like the Nexus series was supposed to be affordable because developers were supposed to get their hands on it.
That's true.
And this was like a very expensive flagship price.
But it had dual front-facing speakers.
It did. Oh. You want to give it like a B or an A?
No, I want to give it a B, but I think it deserves a C.
Okay, we'll meet in the middle at C. Because I said D initially.
All right, Nexus 9.
So this was the Nexus 9.
Because
Yeah.
it had a 9 screen. This was a tablet that not a lot of people had,
Nope, I did not.
but it was awesome.
Tell me why.
Okay, it's metal.
Okay.
It's flat. It's made by HTC. It looks like a big Nexus 4.
Yeah, like I could just look at it, and as a physical thing,
It still feels good.
it's nice. Yeah, to this day, it still feels like this would be solid.
This is why people loved HTC hardware.
Yeah, they make good stuff.
Good stuff. A tier.
Yeah, A tier.
All right, so this is the Nexus Player. Do you remember this thing?
Not at all.
Okay. Launched in 2014. It was the introduction of Android TV, which is now Google TV.
Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, it's now Google TV.
Okay.
And now the Chromecast is basically the thing that runs Google TV. Because it's basically the idea was like before smart TVs were everywhere, you wanted to like have this sort of smart TV UI on any TV that you used.
I still want that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, now you can have it because Google actually just released this new Google TV Set TV box thing that is supposed to do that very thing.
So we couldn't actually get an account logged in to here because the servers are no longer running because this thing is so old and discontinued.
Yeah.
But
we can
as a
still-
piece of hardware,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Asus, man. They really know how to make plastic look good.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, C.
C.
All right.
Yeah, because Chromecast is awesome.
C for Chromecast. All right. Nexus
Nice.
5X. Yeah.
This
it
plastic is
good.
destroyed.
But the cool thing about this is it was similar design to the Nexus 5, but it had a fingerprint reader on the back, which was awesome.
Yep. It was weird to me that they introduced this on the same day as the 6P with 2 different manufacturers. Like this one was LG, the 6P was Huawei.
Yeah.
And that made no sense. I remember being like,
It was weird. It was really weird.
Like, okay.
Yeah, because the 5 was a fan favorite, that's why they just decided
Yeah,
to
it was a reboot.
redo it and do the 5X. I'd probably give it A tier.
A tier?
Yeah.
What did we give the 5? Was the 5 A tier?
No, we give it B.
B?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
This is a better version of the 5 for sure.
Yeah, but is it?
Fingerprint reader, but it did have blue big shoes.
I feel like it's a B tier because I want to give the 6P A tier.
No, the 6P's S tier. Sorry.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay.
So we can give this A.
Okay, yeah, we'll give this A. We'll give this A.
Omega phone, best phone ever created, the Nexus 6P.
Best phone ever created or the best Nexus?
Phone ever created, yeah.
Damn,
Sorry.
bold take.
I mean, dude, come on. Oof. Nexus 6P made by Huawei.
Yep.
Metal phone.
Yep, so no
Very
wireless
interesting.
charging.
So no wireless charging, but it was like hefty.
Yeah.
Also, 2015, this was the last Nexus ever made before Google switched over to the Pixel program on October 4th of 2016. This was like a proper flagship. And the design of this is just so freaking
pretty.
good,
it's so
dude.
pretty.
This was considered a camera bump at the time. Can you believe that?
Look at how little it is.
There were think pieces written about this camera bump.
There really were.
Doesn't even exist. It's like,
that's so funny.
it barely exists, and there
Wow.
were all these thought pieces about this thing.
Oh, man.
This is a great camera.
This is so good.
I'm telling you, this is better. Oh God. This is the.
I wanted this phone so bad. My cousin had it, and anytime I would go over his house, I would just like hold it like this and caress it gently.
I remember just like picking out of my pocket, and every time I took it out of my pocket, I was like,
I'm the coolest guy here right now.
Yeah, it was so cool.
S.
S tier for sure.
But if you like this kind of stuff and you want to watch more, check out our dead tier smartphone list, which is right here.
Dead smartphone tier list.
Smartphone tier list, which is right here. or right here. Or depending on your TV, maybe not anywhere at all. Who knows? But yeah.
Or maybe you're
Check that
watching
out.
on your refrigerator and it's over there.